Welcome to Midwest Paranormal Presents Paranormal Soup. I'm your host, Jason Bland, and tonight we have returning guest, Tony Rathman. And if you've been following the show, we've been planning with Tony over the last 2 times we've had him on to get him on to do, finally, a live, I don't want to say test, because we did have a test with our channel members. If you're a YouTube channel member, you got to see an early version of this. But Tony Rathman is come up with a device called the STATICOM. And it uses only white noise. I tell you, he's built his own white noise generator, built a circuit board and everything. And a number of other devices to slow that noise down. There should be no voices, but you'll hear voices tonight. Even though this is not some app that has pre-programmed voices in it, or chopped up voices, or chopped up audio. It's just white noise. And there's nothing wrong with apps or things that do that. We've done that on the show. We will again. We've done these live ITC shows, but this one's special. Tony's been working on this a long time to make this happen live. And I think it's going to be special. You know, Mercury's always in retrograde on this show. So, I mean, things can happen, technical problems. Bear with us. We've been wanting to do this for a couple months. And for, like I said, people, if you're a YouTube channel member, they got early access to us testing this earlier in the week. And that's a benefit if you become a channel member tonight. Shameless plug. You get to see some of these early tests, and we're going to do some more stuff here, I promise. But we got a lot to get to also in the World Wide Web of Weird. So much weirdness going on. As always. But I've been really looking forward to the show. You guys know that watch the show how much I've been looking forward to doing this. So fingers crossed, no technical difficulties. Everything will go just fine. And you can call in tonight and see if the spirits will talk to you. No guarantees. We don't know what will happen on these shows. But I think your intent and our energy together makes some amazing things happen on the show in the past and can tonight. So think about that. If you're going to call in, think about who you want to communicate with. Think about your intent, all those things. We got a lot to get to, so let's go ahead and get rolling into the show. Welcome to another night of Paranormal Soup. As I said before, I'm your host, Jason Bland. Tonight's guest, Tony Rathman, and the STATICOM will be joining us after the first, after World Wide Web of Weird, after our first commercial break. Joining me, as always, is Jamie D, my beautiful co-host. How you doing tonight, Jamie?
Doing well, thank you.
Glad to have you here. Rob has a show, and I planned this last minute with Tony, and now I feel bad because I know Rob really, really wants to be here. He hopefully will get here in time for some of it tonight, because I know Rob is so into this. He wants to be here so bad, and I feel bad. It was last minute. I didn't have a guest scheduled tonight, and I've been watching Tony very closely on his Facebook of this test. I watched him build the circuit board for this thing,
Incredible.
So I was like, I think he's ready. And we did a live test with just our channel members earlier this week. And, we will open up the phone lines. I have janky phone lines. They're my little rig setup, so bear with me on that tonight, too. Sometimes I have to call you back when you call in. But wait till when I tell you to call in. Not yet. We're doing our World Wide Web of Weird, and we're going to have a commercial break, and then we'll bring Tony on, talk a little bit, and we'll start the Staticom, and then we'll start seeing if it'll talk to you. But you know what? We have a lot of weird to get to, so let's go ahead and roll into the World Wide Web of Weird. Tonight on the World Wide Web of Weird, I thought we'd go continuing the story when we start with those on the World Wide Web of Weird of the Booga sphere. For these spheres, it's one that they supposedly have in possession that landed. You see it on film. We showed it. And you know, damn it, the people that are associated with this, like Hami Musan and Stephen Greer, Stephen Greer in this one, are not my favorite people in the UFO community when it comes to credibility. Sorry. But man, they keep drawing me in with this story. Thieves, supposedly, from Stephen Greer here, dressed up as police and attempted to steal the Booga sphere, I gotta say it right, from a vault. So some people dressed up as cops and supposedly tried to steal this thing. That's what we're going to talk about tonight, first on the World Wide Web of Weird. For those listening on the Paranormal Soup radio network, we are a live webcast streaming out to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. If you want to come watch, I do have some videos tonight. It's got some cool UFO stuff and stuff falling from the sky. I don't have that thing that everybody's talking about falling from the sky, the meteor or whatever that was. Should have had that, but I have something else.
Fireball.
Yeah, like everybody saw that. Obviously, you know, the sky is falling. All right. Let me, I think the first one's an image, right? Yeah. Come on. Oh, did I update? Ooh. Did this update? I don't think it did. Let me see. Nope, this is last week's. Okay, hold on a second. Remove. I got to do something. I knew I was forgetting something. Give me 1 second. Rob would have been here. It wouldn't have been a problem, but he has a show. You know, he's a musician. If anybody checked out my Facebook, you can see when I used to be a musician and play shows in a band when I was 21. I posted that today. Memories. All right, hold on. Sorry, bear with me. I have to get my Dropbox to update here before it'll let me share this. But we're talking about, you know, I don't have any pictures really anyways. According to Dr. Stephen Greer, the controversial object was a center of a heist attempt earlier this month. So somebody tried to steal it. That's what they're saying. Let me see if my Dropbox is updated. Hold on. Might not have yet. I always do this step before the show, and I was a little off tonight. There we go. There we go. There's Stephen Greer. You know, what a fan of his I am. The Booga sphere has been back in the news again this week after it was allegedly almost stolen by thieves who dressed up as police in an attempt to take it from a vault in Mexico City. Dr. Stephen Greer and U.S. Congressman Eric Burleson had been among a group of high-profile individuals who had been visiting the facility at the time. They were told by controversial UFO researcher Hami Musan that the heist attempt had taken place, though it is unclear if the incident has been independently verified, right? That's the key there. The sphere itself has been undergoing extensive testing, okay, with samples currently being analyzed in a laboratory. According to Musan, efforts underway to activate it using electrical charges. Any sort of attempt to interfere with this examination will be known, and the people and perpetrators will be held to account for it, Greer wrote on social media. It remains unclear exactly who these alleged thieves were and why they wanted to steal the object. You know, do you believe it? I don't know. The video footage is incredible, and the scene lands. I mean, but do we feel, is any of my alone feeling like I'm being set up again by Hami Musan? And now Stephen Greer on top of this? I'm sorry, there's a track record. There's a track record. This all seems very exciting and cool. But there's a track record. I want to see some other people involved. I want to see somebody else involved in testing this. I'm sorry. Both these guys have lost credibility in my eyes for a number of reasons. You know, I mean, why does it have to be Stephen Greer that goes down there? Can we get somebody else? I mean, there's so many though that I have problems with, and nobody's perfect. People make mistakes, you know. But
when you have to really pick through, it makes it just so much harder to put that trust back.
I mean, I'm interested in the story. I mean, especially since it's not just Buga, Colombia.
Yeah.
And we have these scenes being filmed in China and in the Middle East. Look at the Iranian ones. Basically, the one we showed on the show years ago was a sphere. Remember?
For a long time.
Yeah. I mean, there's this, you know. So I'm interested, but I can't trust what you're telling me. I need some more independent verification here. Just saying. All right, we'll move on. But I'm sure I'll have another update, this continuing story, next week. Well, there won't be a show next week, actually. Should mention that now. Next week, I have a work thing. No show next Sunday. I apologize. That's why I wanted to make sure I had a show tonight, and that's why I reached out to Tony to see if he was ready to do this desk, because I didn't want to have 2 weeks without a guest or show or whatever. All right, yeah, next up is, like I said, if you're listening on the Paranormal Soup Radio Network on Talkstream Live's Paranormal Radio app, we do have videos. This next one is a video. Yes, Article 2, before I play it, let me just get it up here. I'll watch it out. No sound. Forget it does the sound thing. All right, next up. A strange video circulating on social media in Argentina shows a series of mysterious lights that appeared on a lake where a legendary monster is said to reside. Quoting a local media report, the curious scene was filmed from the shores of the sizable lake Nahal Hape. I probably butchered that. Earlier this month, in the footage featured above, well, I'm going to show you here. A singular light suddenly appears on the water, followed by several other illuminations that flicker alongside it, and an individual who lives near the lake indicated to a media outlet that the weird scene was unlike they had ever seen before. As one might imagine, some other viewers suggest that the curious lights could be otherworldly. To that end, Lake Nahul Hapi, I'm probably butchering it, has something of an extraordinary reputation, as it's also said to be the home of the monster dubbed, I'm going to really butcher this, Nahuelito? Nahuelito? I butchered that, I'm sure. More skeptical observers offer the counter-argument that the illumination could be a fiber optic cable, a reflection, or something similar prosaic. With that in mind, what do you think? That's from Tim Binnell from Coast to Coast, but here I'll play it for you with not the horrible audio music in the background. And this is a lake. I don't know how far that shore goes out, or could that be somebody on the other end of a body of water? It seems pretty far out there. Seems like it's actually, no, it looks like it's right in the middle. You can tell where the end of it is, so it seems like it's right out in the middle of the water. I mean, could that just be the setting sun reflecting off a spot in the lake and the water rippling?
Or like bioluminescence on the ocean.
'Cause, I mean, the sun's still up somewhat. You can see there's daylight.
And there's a lot of the bioluminescence right now in the oceans from the algae that the waves will kind of stir it up, but that does look like sunlight.
I'll admit it, it's weird looking, but a skeptic's going to say something along those lines. I would think I am no expert or skeptic.
But it's just in that one spot that's weird.
It is weird. Moving on to more weird stuff, though. What do we got next? We got another video. Let me remove this one. This is what I talk about. Everybody's talking about the fireball everybody saw, but this one's weird. Unidentified flying object happened. This happened before this all went down, and it's not the same thing. Mystifies Massachusetts women is the title of the article from Coast to Coast by Tim Binnell. Let me get up the video, and then I'll probably have to stop the audio because I forgot to mute it.
And unfamiliar.
Yep, there we go. So this thing. Massachusetts woman was left scratching her head when she spotted a rather sizable unidentified falling object plummeting from the sky. According to a local media report, the weird sighting occurred on Wednesday evening as Colleen McCormick was in the backyard of her home in the community of Pembroke. To her profound surprise, when she gazed up at the sky, she noticed an unusual aerial anomaly that seemed to sport a set of blinking lights. It looked like it was on fire or something. It was just coming down really fast, she recalled. I have no idea what it could have been. Fortunately, McCormick managed to capture a brief video of the UFO featured above here, show. Before it passed behind her house, the sounds that followed made her curious, as she assumed that there would have been some kind of noise from the object hitting the ground. I would agree that, the way it looks. This is just a little bit from a newscast. I'm not going to play the audio. Hopefully I don't get strike for it. I just wanted to show a little bit for commentary purposes. It's just a really short clip I have of it coming down. I don't know. It almost looks like it's a rocket coming down with a fire on the bottom. You see the fire coming out? I know it's not the greatest video I have of it. It's off the Coast to Coast site, but looks like fire. And could somebody, shot up a rocket, like one of those, and then it's coming back down and didn't go right? That's the only thing I could think of. It's weird. But then everybody's talking about the big fireball that was seen. Where was that all seen at? Do you know, Jamie? The fireball everybody's talking about? I've seen the videos. I've seen it all over.
Yeah, I do not remember.
Oh, yes, I saw that on YouTube. It's very credible because police and fire found nothing. Really?
For this?
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming that's what Cult Compound is saying. Yeah. That's what he said here.
This fireball was seen across the southeastern U.S.
Southeastern. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense from what I'm seeing post-wise of people.
Calling it a
Sky is
meteor.
falling. Sky is falling. That's all. That's enough to see. If you move along, sky is just falling. All right. And then we
And,
got... Go ahead.
Elon satellites might be falling soon. They're saying that the
China.
solar flares and things, the solar
You got
weather
China,
pushing
too.
them closer to us.
Well, it's not just that. You also have China testing out, like, actually shooting them down.
Hmm.
Openly emitting it.
They have grabbers and things just to get them out of the way.
Yeah.
Satellite
Star Wars,
movers.
baby. Star Wars, it's here. You know? It's all going to be fought up in space. And here, too, sadly. All right. Next up, we, remember a couple years ago, I think it's been a couple years, Ring had that whole competition for the alien or paranormal, or was it just alien, get an alien or something on camera or weirdest thing or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
And there was all kinds of funny stuff and all that. And, of course, we've had some very interesting Ring camera doorbell footage from people over the years now, since that's become more common. I have one. Well, do we actually have now? This poor person should have been a part of this competition if they should run it again. Do we actually have somebody that's got one now on camera from an actual alien? I don't know. Let me pull this video down and get it up and let you decide. But yeah, that's the next one here. Alien shows up on doorbell camera in Compton, California. He's just hanging out in Compton. That's all. Just sipping his gin and juice. Sorry. It's Compton. It's going to be really hard to see. It's really quick. And, of course, it's sharing it here. I hope you guys can see it. It's really quick, though. Play it again. See him? He's really sneaky. Oh, come on, play it. Do some zoom in of it, too. I don't know. Footage which was captured outside the house of Jessica Ortiz in the early hours of the morning back on June 6th has left people scratching their heads. Right at the beginning of the clip, you can see a strange bluish-gray figure with an anomalous-shaped head walking quickly across the bottom right of the frame. Then a few seconds later, you can hear a series of sounds coming from somewhere nearby. I don't have the sounds for you. I didn't have any sound on this one. I'm sorry. The figure looks like a stereotypical alien, or as one person pointed out, Roger from American Dad. That's what I was going to say.
That's what
looks
I
like
thought.
Roger.
Yeah, creeping by.
But what how many when people say they put these things in shows and movies and TV to throw you off, like, oh, that's not real. It looks just like Roger from American Dad. But that's why they did it.
The idea for
Where
Roger?
they get the idea, right? It's just Roger from American Dad. I wish I could do a Roger impression. I know
Just to
some people
laugh
look
it
at
off.
Yeah. But yeah, right? I have, This is what she said. I have cameras in the back that are motion censored, and they didn't pick up anything, what she said, told and hidden under her belly. My aunt lived next door, and she said about 12:45 a.m. she had three loud bangs on the roof of her house, which was wild to me. She said she heard a scratching sound after the second bang and ran to her room and started praying. Doesn't that sound very eerily familiar, like what was going on with the family in Las Vegas?
There's a
It
lot
was
of...
on their roof.
Yeah.
And they prayed.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Dear God's in the background there. I see something. Oh, I can't read it. Find it interesting. They got angel statues there. So it seems like, yeah, religious family, again, and aliens showing up in their backyard.
I need to slow that down on myself and look at it closer.
Yeah, you can get. I got this on Unexplained Mysteries. They have the Ring camera clip on there. You can watch it. I didn't have sound. I couldn't record the sound. I wouldn't record the sound, though.
So, because something triggered it to go off, right? They don't just
Yeah,
have
or it sounds like her sister next door, she went and looked at her thing, I think, is what she's saying, because she said the motion detection actually didn't capture it. But something triggered, but nothing triggered it from the motion capture, actually, is what I think she's trying to say, but she went to look at the camera footage because her sister had all these bangs and noises and weird sounds happening. Like I said, it kind of eerily somewhat reminds me of the Las Vegas. Of course, those aliens were like, what, 7, 8 feet tall and had teeth and smiling, or they weren't.
They had
I don't know,
teeth,
because the
yeah.
kid's story kept changing. But it was an interesting case. I don't know what to think about that Las Vegas one all this time after, because that kid's story kept changing. You can't change the story, kiddo. Can't do that, because then you lose credibility. But it does seem like something weird happened. There were so many weird things.
You know what I...
Yeah. All right, we got to move on. We're going to run out of time. On to some sciencey things. Weird science. I wish I could play that. Image file, I think, of this one. Yeah. I'm on number 5. Breaking as scientists create healthy mice with 2 fathers. Your next sitcom. My 2 fathers. Research which is carried out in China, so it's possible to create offspring from 2 male parents. Recently, we featured the article which asked the question, how long would it take for humans to become extinct if for whatever reason nobody could have children? The latest research from Shanghai Jiao Tong University in China might hold the key to averting extinction entirely if such a scenario actually came about. According to reports, science has been able to find a way to make it possible for mice to produce offspring from 2 parents of the same sex that can then themselves go on to have their own offspring. You know where this is going. The trial method that researchers created an embryo with DNA of 2 male mice and altered the chemical tags on the DNA to mimic female patterns using a method known as epigenetic programming. The egg was then placed inside a female mouse and allowed to grow. You know where this is going, right? Yeah. And then, more science-y fun stuff. Man, now, scientists. Now. I gotta get. I'm just delaying as I get the damn article. Work begins to create artificial human DNA from scratch. Anybody fans of Blade Runner? Synthetics? That's what we're talking here, baby. Controversial research aims to cure diseases, but also has a potential to create biological weapons. Oh, just fun. 25 years after the Human Genome Project, the first mapped molecules in human DNA, scientists are now beginning the mammoth task of creating artificial human DNA from scratch. What are they going to... Have you ever seen the movie Splice? That don't. Just do me... Just listen to your friend Jason. Don't. But... if you do, you'll be horrified to know that this is a bad idea. It's great, though. I mean, in the way to help cure diseases, there's so many. We have so much chronic disease. I wonder why. It'd be great to be able to come up with some research and design to help that. I can't deny that. But, man, the potential of this to be used in wrong ways. And also, my last article is just a human. I like to touch upon those special humans because they can't ever recreate the special humans God creates. They just don't have the magic. They can make a synthetic human. He can give a speech about tears in the rain. Be all poetic, but it ain't going to be anything compared to what God can create. Like this next guy here. Patch's Magic Beans. Nobody can outdo God's creations like Patrick Magic Beans. Yes, here we go. Patrick Magic Beans charges man's believed to be on mushrooms during Highway 61 crash that seriously hurt worker. A strange story out of Minnesota, not Florida. Police arrested a man named Patch's Magic Beans after he allegedly crashed his car while driving under the influence of, you guess it, hallucinogenic mushrooms. or magic beans. According to last local media report, the incident occurred last Thursday afternoon as oddly named motorist, that's his name, cruising along the highway in the community of Silver Creek. An off-duty police officer who was behind the man's van observed the vehicle swerving and weaving off the road before it hit a curb and careened into a scissor lift occupied by a pair of construction workers, one of whom was critically injured from the crash. Cops responding to the accident later noted that magic beans became combative with rescue workers as they attempted to extract him from his smashed van. Upon being pulled from the vehicle, police say he responded to their questions with an indecipherable gibberish while engaging with things in the air that were not actually there, as one might do under hallucinogens, you know. As one might imagine, his behavior caused responding officers to suspect that Magic Beans was driving under the influence. A subsequent search of the vehicle led cops to uncover some proverbial magic beans in the form of hallucinogenic mushrooms. When investigators spoke to the motorist a few days later, you know, when he became sober, he insisted he was completely sober at the time of the crash. That said, Magic Beans also indicated that his last memory before the accident was driving through a town approximately an hour away from the crash. Regarding the mushrooms seized from the van, he initially asserted they were merely fungi he had foraged from the wilderness. I mean, come on, God's creation, fungi too. However, when pressed on the matter, he eventually admitted they were of the hallucinogenic variety and claimed he had only consumed a small one on the day before the crash. Magic Beans was ultimately arrested and charged with multiple offenses related to misadventures that unlikely have a fairy tale ending from Tim Binnell from Coast to Coast AM there. But that's it for the World Wide Web of Weird. They're never going to create a Magic Beans with that sciencey DNA stuff. Never. Our guest tonight is Tony Rathman. We are going to be doing live the STATICOM Spirit Communication tonight. You can call in later into the show and join this conversation with the spirits. We'll see. We never know what will happen on the shows. There's never any guarantees. But I'm really excited. I've been really looking forward to this with our guest tonight, Tony Rathman. We're doing the STATICOM. After the short commercial break, we'll be right back.
You were brought here for one purpose, necromancy.
A ceremony dating back to the pre-Christian era. It's the art of reviving the dead. It requires involvement with evil spirits by the person performing the act.
The devil god brings life to the dead.
No, please. No, please, no.
And death to the living. Necromancy. Starring Orson Welles and Pamela Franklin. From Cinerama releasing. In color, rated PG, parental guidance suggested.
If you are interested in discovering the truth about the paranormal and want to hear from leading researchers in the field, join Justin Brown on his 3 weekly shows named My Paranormal Soapbox, Necromancer Live Show, and the Supernatural Symposium, live on Facebook, YouTube, and InterfaceDeath.net.
He is conducting an experiment into the combined effects of sensory deprivation and hallucinatory drugs. The subject of the experiment is himself, and the experiment is out of control. Ken Russell's Altered States, a film that must not be missed, is in the West End now. Altered States, Certificate X.
Hello, I am Fernando Martinez. I think by now you know I am an emotional kind of guy. People stop me in the street and say, Fernando, what the hell is wrong with me? Silk shirt, hairy chest, enough aftershave to drown a household pet, but I still cannot get a woman. I tell them you are an ignorant fool. Without a symbol of power and fertility around your neck, what kind of woman is going to respect you? That is why I have teamed up with Medallion Man, the shop for medallion needs. Medallion Man caters to all levels of masculinity. For the strong, silent type, a medallion the size of a hubcap will say everything that needs to be said. Even singing medallions for the Casanova, who knows music is the food of love. Model trains, dollhouses, diapers, whatever your interest, we've got a medallion for you. Don't forget, every woman knows if you can't support a medallion, you can't support a family.
This is the sound of a space clock aboard a U.S. satellite 180 miles above the Earth. No one winds up this timepiece. It's powered by a tiny battery, a battery that delivers power for years without replacement. Now the same type of battery, the Duracell battery, can bring new reliability and long life to your battery-operated equipment. Radios, cameras, toys, all run far longer. Duracell batteries, the long-distance power cells, outlast any ordinary battery. The same type of battery that keeps space clocks running for years can bring long life to anything powered by batteries. Dura, as in durable. Cell, as in power cell. The Duracell battery, made by Mallory.
Switch to DCS ranging.
240, nominal to profile.
We're in the pipe, 5 by 5.
Tonight on Paranormal Soup, our guest is Tony Rathman. Tony has a BA in philosophy, 15 years of paranormal investigation, founder and lead investigator of Entity Voices Paranormal Investigations, ITC Researcher. He has investigated hundreds of locations across the country as well as overseas in Japan, the Philippines, EVP ITC Specialist Researcher, currently developing the STATICOM. It's the newest method of spirit communication based on 40 years of work from Fredrich, Jurgenson, and Marcello, Bacci to Rothman's continue to evolve and refine the STATICOM techniques for both longer, clearer, and more understandable communication. When the actual radio was removed from the process, the term DRV, or direct radio voice, was changed to STATICOM, which now produces two-way communication using only broadband white noise. When you hear voices tonight, there should be none. I will repeat that. Should be none. Developer of spirit boxes for 12 years, including the silent E-Box and E-Box 2.0 spirit boxes, Tony was a skeptic until his wife asked him to try paranormal investigation. The evidence we captured on the first attempt has led him down the path of constant paranormal research. Tony founded Entity Voices Paranormal Investigations in 2010 and has investigated hundreds of locations around the U.S. and many around the world. Tony is the creator and producer, co-host of multi-year running Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence podcast show on the UNX networks, and Tony and his wife Sherry were the former operators and host investigators of the old Phelps Dodge. I've been looking forward to this show with Tony for a long time. He's been working hard to make this work live. Bear with us. We have any technical difficulties tonight, hopefully none. And we will open the phone lines up here soon. I'll let you know when. For you guys to call in and see if the spirits will speak to you. But let's get to our guest. All right, I see Tony in the waiting room. Let's get him in. How you doing tonight, Tony?
Doing great, Jason. Thanks for having me on. Jamie, how you doing?
Pretty good. Good to see you.
You as well.
And you hear us? We're all good.
Yeah, you know what, Jason, as funny as that sounds, I spent the last 4 days checking, replacing every single cable. The one that was bringing in the show audio was definitely corrupt. It had a cut in it, and it was sending static and all sorts of other things through. So I replaced that one. So now I can hear the show perfectly. I don't fight that audio. We went through every step of STATICOM from the beginning to figure out, was it something within the multiple computer system teleportation? Guess what it is? Nothing to do with the transition from one computer to OBS, teleporting to another computer. That's not the problem.
Yeah, I didn't think it was.
The problem is literally running it live. Not because of technology, but I believe it's an uncertainty on their part because the communication drops, I'd say 40 to 50%. But let's get them over that tonight and let's get them to talk. But that is where we see the hesitation from them.
I think some of it has to, do you think some of it has to do, I mean, I always believe with these things, intent has a
huge
part of this. And like, I mean, testing's one thing, but it's like, all right, they're ready for the show, you know?
Correct.
Yeah, they're ready to really talk.
Well,
and sometimes maybe the testing is hard that way.
Maybe. But I think the other thing is, you know, you normally have a pretty good paranormal based audience that shouldn't have any concerns with this. But knowing that it's live, knowing that it's worldwide viewable, I think there is some hesitation that comes from them. In fact, I was told that while testing. I said, hey, I'm going to be doing a live tonight. Will you guys come and talk? The first answer was, yeah, sure. And the second answer was, well, we'll see. And I'm like, wait a minute, what do you mean we'll see? But the response was, you know, I don't remember the exact wording, too many people or too much audience or something along that lines. And
They don't have to worry. I'm not that big. I mean, I love you guys, love all my audience, but it ain't that big, which is fine with me because it's a nice little community.
I agree.
But I think it's powered this experience before when I've done other devices. So, at other times I've had dead nights doing it. So we never know. We never know what will happen when we do these things.
Correct. Now, before we get into running it live, because like I said, we'll see how it goes. But what I'd like to do, and I went back and looked at the show I did on here 2 months ago, and I didn't have this clip at the time. So what I'd like to do is to give your audience an impact of what it can do when we're running it from testing. And two, this is a really unique clip. I had just finished an upgrade on Staticom 3.0 and I was working on it in my studio and my wife walks into the room and she said, how's it going? I said, good. I just finished it. Do you want to hear it? And she goes, wait, I need to tell you something. And I said, okay, what's going on? I could see the distraught look on her face. And she said, remember the last time we were in the Philippines and our friend Lennon took us out for dinner? I said, yeah, I remember. She said he was shot and killed on Monday. This was probably 30 days ago because the clip is roughly about that old.
Yeah.
But Staticom was up and running and quite well. So I said to her, I said, how did it happen? I asked her some questions and then I heard a few responses coming through Staticom. So I said, Sheree, ask some questions. Now, the one thing I want to say is I'm going to play this, but I want everyone to know that we can't verify any of this yet. So we're going to hold the clip and not share it. But then we thought, you know what, if we don't share it prior to any information coming out, no one's going to believe us.
True.
So I'd like to play that clip just so the audience can understand the two-way communication this device can and does give. So give me just a second to load this up. Let's see. Let me start it over here. Give me 1 second. I just have to load
Yeah, no
this.
problem.
Okay. Now, the other thing about this clip is that you are not going to see our faces because this was kind of an emotional thing for both of us. So we did all that. But anyway, here, here comes that Oh, I didn't share audio. Sorry. Let me do that again.
Okay, just take it down.
Yeah, I got to stop sharing.
Yeah.
All right. So let's try that one more time. Sorry about this.
No, it's all right.
All right. That should do it.
All right.
All right. Here comes this clip. And you will hear the questions we ask. You will hear the answers given.
Yes, he was shot. Lenin, did you know that you were shot? Do you have a message for your family? To your mom? I saw you how they shot you. Or shoot you. Lenin, kilala mo ba kung sinong bumaril sa'yo? Yes, para mabigyan ka ng hustisya. Kilala mo ba kung sinong bumaril sa'yo? Just give me the name, Lenin, so I can help you. Did you know how you were killed? Lenin was shot and killed last Monday.
Lenin, do you know who did it or not? Yes. Can you give a name, please? Let's start with first name. What's his first name? Christian. Had a name? Was Christian a name? Was Christian a first or last name? Okay, first name. Do you have a last name?
Wow.
So, like I said, we cannot verify any of that yet, but they gave a first name, a last name. My wife's already reached out. Did he have a publisher? What was his name?
Did he even repeat last name before he said the last name? I thought I had heard last name before they said it.
That I'm not 100% sure of. I remember asking when they said Christian, is that a name? Because I didn't know if it was, because there was that statement in the beginning of it that said that little Christian, and I'm not going to say the word after.
Yeah.
But they immediately said his name, because then when I asked, they gave the same name, and then they said first name, and I'd have to go back and listen to see if last name was given. But
well, it said Christian Effer,
right
at the
correct
beginning.
That little Christian Effer, right?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, and then when I asked the first name, Christian.
Yeah, that little Christian, like they were mad, like
right.
Yeah.
And then every statement in there, I mean, I've known him for years. Cherie grew up with him. But he loved money. I mean, he did. And that statement, he's apart from his money, it's just, that is so dead on. It's unbelievable.
What was she saying to him?
She was asking the same things I asked. Who was it? How did it happen? but you notice she was speaking Tagalog.
Yeah.
They answered the first one, yes, in English.
Yeah.
And then another statement came through in Tagalog. I mean,
That's what I wondered.
ate is a Filipino Tagalog word for means sister. And to have that occur is, really cool.
Again, I want to remind people, this is not an app with chopped up audio or voices. No. This is strictly white noise. He built the circuit board making just white noise. There's no voices you should hear.
Right. There's no voice created AI. There's no word banks. There's no radio. What you saw me doing, Jason, when I was building that circuit is that we were speaking. I'm not going to mention his name because he's very well known, but he is the top computer and electrical engineer in the country. And him and I had a discussion. He wanted to know how the pieces fit together, how it worked. And he came back and said, the only concern I have, he said, let's take your white noise generator and then let's take everything else in the system and call the white noise generator A and everything else B. He said, I have no concerns with B. He said, my concern with A is that it's encased in a plastic housing. He said, in order to get other scientists to really want to take a look at this, because they're going to dismiss it right off the bat, thinking you're getting EMI, electromagnetic interference, which may be bringing in
picking up radio signals or something. That's what they're worried about.
Well, that's their concern. So we encased it in a electromagnetic or EMI restrictive metal case. I built a brand new one because I didn't want to rip apart my other one, and then encased it in EMI restricted metal casing, which is used for electronic components outside, not to be affected by power lines and every other EMI. So we encased it in that, and then we covered the entire system, every piece, with the EMI or with the white noise generator encased in the metal casing, and then covered and taped it down with military grade Faraday material and Faraday tape. The voices did not quit. We did tests with the radio went silent. We did tests with the phone went silent. So the Faraday material was doing its job, and then the white noise generator was EMI protected. So these voices should not be there.
No, there should be no voices you're hearing in this. This is not chopped up audio. This is not, as Lori Staley, Lori Staley, there, it's backwards, I think her name is. Where can I get this app? This is not an app. This is not an app.
This is a method. This is a method that is based off of what Fredrich Jurgenson back in the 40s discovered by using radio, and it's called direct radio voice. We and my former teammates, our former teammates went through history to look at what sources of spirit communication were actually legit, ones that weren't faked or debunked, or and direct radio voice is what came back, because Fredrich Jurgenson discovered it. He passed it on to Constantine Radeve. Constantine Radeve passed it on to a gentleman named Marcello Bacci. And Marcello Bacci used it for about 40 years, letting people come to his home who had lost children or parents or whomever and receive messages. Marcello Bacci was also pulled into lab and tested by science. And they literally pulled out his vacuum tubes one by one until he had none left, which basically keeps the radio from functioning, but yet he was still able to receive voices. So that's where we started. So we went from DRV, which used a radio, and we said, nope, radio's got to go. So we got rid of the radio, figured out we could do the same process with just white noise. Then we slowed down live white noise, 50% in real time. And Staticom does all of these transactions and sound adjustments live in real time. Meaning if you do EVP, you record, you take it home, you upload it to your computer, you may slow it down, you may enhance it, you may higher the volume, try to take the background noise away. Staticom we developed so it does it all in real time.
Yeah, and it's a developing method. You're still
Correct.
tweaking, you're still learning, but this is the point though. Like, this is not an app, and there's nothing against anybody. I have friends that make apps, make programs that are. I think you want to try this out. Use them. I think spirits can manipulate anything. Tony's method here is what we're trying to do is get a method that nobody can discount as saying, well, that's just chopped up audio, or that's all the criticism we've gotten, all the stuff we have used, even though I do believe it can be used to communicate, it has legitimate criticisms for reasons.
Correct. But they do work. I mean, spirit boxes do work. My wife and I built them for 12 years. We've got 14 of them laying around the house, and she goes, get rid of those. But they do work. The problem with them was we could never lengthen the communication. It would always be a word or two or three. And until we realized DRV using just white noise, because what we determined is that they're not rearranging the fragments of audio from radio. In fact, when it hits a radio station, you've cut the communication off. Therefore, you had not only the white noise sound, you had the fragments of radio audio confusing whatever messages you were getting. So we removed all of that, and we took away two things from science and academia, ripping it apart. One was that it used a radio, and they would say you're just getting straight radio voices. And two was that they would say, it's really hard to understand. You think you're hearing speech, but it's just warbles and artifacts of sound. So we worked 4 years clearing the voices so that consensus, when heard, the audience would say, yep, that's exactly what I heard.
Yeah, there's definitely, you're going to hear fragments of sound and stuff that could, I could see a skeptic saying, but there's times we played your videos on here. Don't tell me that's just a fragment of sound. You hear full speech.
Correct.
And it's going to be hard tonight too. And I plan on, I don't know, Tony, if you want to do the review, or I'll do the review. But if anybody calls in tonight, we'll make sure some kind of review of it's done, because you do miss stuff. The human brain can only catch up to what it's hearing sometimes. Correct. And there's a lot of stuff that'll be coming through tonight, so it might be stuff we missed. So I definitely want to do a review on this, either me or you, or we team up on it, Tony.
Sure. And that's a great point. And people don't realize that about 50% of conversation is visual, meaning when I'm speaking to you and I see you stop talking and you're kind of wait, I can see you pause and wait for a response. We don't have that when dealing with just the audio version. We don't know when it's coming. It comes flying in and then it's gone. And can you miss what was said? Absolutely.
I miss what people say in real life all the time. So.
Oh, yeah. It happens every day. No doubt about it. Either that or, my wife will say, you're not even listening to me. I'm thinking, what a weird way to start a conversation.
Yeah, I've thought that same thing. Huh? The husband go-to response, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
You weren't listening to a thing I said. Huh? All right, so how do you want to start this? We go to commercial break at Central Time, 10:51 right now. We'll go to commercial break at 11:25. So we got a little bit of time before then if we want to start trying to warm it up and see what happens before that commercial break.
Let's do that. So let's start by making sure I can bring in the visual.
Well, we're going to let him I haven't opened the phone lines up yet, guys. I'll let you know when we're going to let it get up and running and see what we got going on, and then I can open up the phone lines and we'll see what's going on. I want to say this to the audience tonight. If you do plan on calling in, have an intent. I've had Zach. I haven't had him call in a long time. Miss you, Zach. You'd always call in for celebrity. Nothing wrong with that, but I don't think you're going to get much results with that. If it's somebody you're connected to, think about them. I want you to do me a favor tonight. If you plan on calling in, I want you to speak out loud to that person before you do. Open your mouth up, say their name, and say, I'm calling in for you. Doesn't mean they'll get through, doesn't mean we'll get a communication, but I think intent is a very powerful thing in this. And if you focus and speak and make your intent known, what you want, we might get results.
Agreed. Okay, so let me just transition this to move that over a little bit. All right, now let's see if we can bring in the audio. So the graph you're seeing, that's actually them speaking. And the cool part about this is you don't even have to ask questions. You can, what we call spiritual eavesdrop. And like I said, they're in white noise. There's no audio data. There's no sentences. There's no words. There shouldn't even be syllables. So now I'm going to flip this on, and you're going to hear them. So here it comes. Jason, let me know how loud that is on your side.
I'm hearing it pretty well. Jamie, what do you think? Or she's muted.
I can.
Sounds good.
Spirits, can you hear me? You heard? I think I heard him say I heard.
Yeah.
If you can hear me, spirits, will you say a word for me? If you can hear me, say pineapple. If you can hear me, spirits, say the word pineapple.
Thought I might have heard it. I don't know.
I haven't heard it yet. How many spirits are with me right now? Can I have a number?
I thought I heard it too earlier. Yeah.
It is possible. That's why review so
important. Maybe try boost the audio up just a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't want you to go too high. That better? Yeah, I think so.
How many spirits are here with me now? Let me have a number, please. Do you not know, or are you not willing to tell me? Okay, I might have heard 8 there. I see it in the comments, but I think I just heard it again. Spirits, did you say 8?
They're correct.
All right, spirits, let's try something else. What day is it today? What day is it today?
I have opened the phone lines. You can call in now. Just remember, I only have these little phone lines.
Spirits, let's try something a little easier. How many fingers am I holding up? 3.
Oh, that was easy. Thank you, spirits. That was a good reply.
That was clear.
All right, let's try something else along that lines. What am I holding in my hand now? Well, that might have been.
I heard it.
One more time, spirits, loud and clear. What am I holding? There.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, glass.
All right,
Thank
spirits.
you.
My name is Tony. What?
Yeah.
Ooh, it might have been loud and clear, spirits. What's my last name? Tony what? Oh, there it was.
Yeah, I heard Rathman.
Yep.
A second
So
ago, I
again,
thought really
there
fast.
is-
Rathman.
Yeah.
Again, reminding people who are tuning in, this is not an app. This is not a system that has any chopped up voice audio. This is white noise,
And I
slowed
don't have
down
a
and filtered.
Correct. Spirits, do you have any messages for anyone in the audience? Leslie? I thought I heard Leslie. Is anyone in the audience named
There is a
Leslie?
Leslie. There's a Leslie. I don't know if she's in the audience tonight, but she's in my backyard. My wife's best friend's, I think, still.
Well, that's the name I heard. Yeah, I heard it again.
Can you say her last name? Which Leslie? What Leslie are you talking about?
Spirits, can I have Leslie's last name? Ooh, that sounded like a name, but I didn't catch it.
I hear it.
I thought I heard Tony before you were asking about her last name.
Really?
Hmm.
There, Leslie.
There's
again.
Leslie again, and Lori heard Tony too.
Oh, okay. It's hard when I'm talking too. I miss stuff. Plus, I'm thinking of questions.
We
and
just-
making sure the systems work.
Yeah. Spirits, can you hear me?
Yeah, it sounded like yes. Spirits, do me a favor. If you can hear him, say Jason. Oh, it was broken, but that was it. One more time, loud and clear. Jason. Yes, it's Tony. Might have been broken again.
Yeah.
One word, spirits. Jason. Say Jason for me, please. What's happening? I'm asking you
I
to
heard
speak
that.
Jason. Can you please say hi, Jason? You bet. Okay. There it is.
I'll be really impressed if they can say Paranormal Soup.
I was just thinking that.
Okay, let's do it.
If they knew
Spirits,
what show they're on.
I got one more phrase for you to say. Can you say Paranormal Soup? Loud and clear. Can you say Paranormal Soup? I know you can.
Well, we do have somebody on the phone line.
All right.
We want to bring them. All right. Who do we got on the line here?
It's Adrian from Connecticut. I thought I'd give it a try,
Heck yeah,
Jason.
Adrian. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah. May I start?
Yeah, my suggestion always is ask a question and give it time to reply. To anybody that calls in tonight, ask a question, but you got to give it time to reply. Don't just keep talking.
Okay.
So think about what you want
Okay,
to
Spirits,
ask, and then give it
Yep.
some time.
I know you're used to talking to Tony a lot. Is there any of my loved ones or family members that can say my name so I know you? I'm asking to talk to you. Say my name. Okay, thank you. Can you say one at a time, please? Can somebody say their name so I know who I'm talking to?
I heard Rick.
I think I heard a John. I did have an Uncle John. Was that you?
Spirits, did you say John?
Oh, John, yeah. I heard that and I thought he said, yeah, it's me. And forgive me for not being able to understand every word you're saying, but we do have this recorded, so I will get your message, even if it's a little later. I want to send you all my love. Is there anybody else?
That sounded like a name.
It was. I heard John and something.
John, and then the last name. It sounded like.
I have a lot of aunts, uncles, cousins, yayas and papus. They're gone from Earth. Can any one of you say my nickname? I do go by different names a lot of the time, other than Adrian. It's short.
Spirits, can you do me a favor? Can you please say her nickname?
I could have just heard it. My nickname is 80. I did hear it two-syllable.
That's what I thought I heard too. But again, review will make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just want to thank all my spirit loved ones out there, because I do talk to you every night, almost every night, and send you love. And I hope you're receiving it. And thanks for talking to me.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Goodbye.
Thank you, Adrian. Yeah, I thought I heard 80 in there.
I heard something along that lines, but I didn't want to repeat it for fear of.
I know it's like I'm trying not to tag it like vocally because I don't want to like cover up something else that might come through. It's hard. It's a hard.
Right.
Like we want to call it, but that'll be the review. We got to remember. I just keep reminding myself we review. But yeah, phone lines are open, guys. 219-230-4444, 260-225-9419, or Skype ID OOJBland00 or JBland Paranormal Soup. Those are the ways to call in. Sometimes they don't work. I apologize. I have my janky system. I will try to get you on one way or the other. Let us know in the chat room if you're having issues. Jamie, keep an eye out for that. But call in, see if the spirits want to talk to you. We got a little bit more time before we have to go to our next commercial break.
Oh yeah, no problem. Let's see what else do we want to ask them.
Let's see. Spirits, if you can hear me through his side without me telling you my name, do you know what my name is?
Spirit, the woman that was just talking, what's her name?
Earlier, I thought I said, well, that's Jamie right after the question.
Let's see if we can get him to say it clear. One more time, spirits. What's that name? Loud and clear. Oh, I heard it in the background. Oh.
Thank you.
I think it was there a couple of times, Jamie.
Do you know what animals I have behind me? If you can see me over here.
Spirits, Jamie asked if you know what animals are behind her. Do you know? I heard it one more time, loud and clear.
I'm hearing it in there, cats.
Yeah, I heard it twice already. And I'm not even sure what's behind you. I heard snake twice so far.
Debbie heard kitty cats. I might have thought I heard that too. And that's what she calls them, kitty cats.
No snakes?
That would be Rob.
No,
Rob is here.
They just answered no.
That was Rob, yes. This house? Hell no.
Thank you, spirits.
Yeah.
Was that welcome?
Yes. Yes, it was. That was awesome. Thank you.
All right, Spirits, as we wait for other questions, here's a little tougher one for you. And I know you've answered for this one for me in the past. How do you hear me speak?
Yeah,
One more time. How do you hear me speak? Ooh.
First thing I heard was through a computer.
I did hear that. Which I guess under this sense would make sense because I am mic'd for the show, but normally I'm not. There is no mic.
Yeah, this is a closed system. It's a closed system except for our open mics between the three of us, you know?
Correct. Yeah, it has no mics. It has no, it's a closed system. There's no external input whatsoever. It's white noise filtered and out come these voices, which shouldn't be.
Exactly.
All right, I'm trying to think of other questions.
I know.
I ask hundreds of questions a day and I'm drawing them.
Well, I'll try this. I don't do this often on the show. Is there any spirits out there or any loved ones of mine that want to come through on this device? I don't ask that often. Can you say the name of my grandmother? The one I'm thinking of.
All right, I'm going to repeat the question. Just sometimes when I ask, it reinforces it. Spirits, what's Jason's grandma's name? The one he's thinking of.
I might have heard it.
One more time, spirits, loud and clear.
Again, can you say her name? I thought I heard it before, but just can you say it clearer? I might have heard it. The name is Vera.
Spirits, can you do me a favor? Can you say Vera? Yeah, can I hear it? Right there.
I've heard it. I heard it earlier. when I asked before. I said what the name was. I'm pretty sure I heard it. But I also heard a voice in there. I at one moment that made my hair rise on my arms. And maybe it sounded like almost like her.
And we've had people identify lost loved ones by voice, so that wouldn't be the first.
Again,
including
no
my
voices
wife
in
and I.
this.
Yeah.
What's the last thing my grandmother said to me?
What's the last thing Jason's grandmother said to him, spirits? Loud and clear, please. What was the last thing said?
Calling somebody back that just called in. I think I know who. Hopefully, I pick them up. We'll check in a second. One last try. Can you? I know it's a hard one. It's just a one, like 3 words. 3 words. Can you make that happen?
What was it, spirits? What were the last 3 words said to Jason? Debbie says she heard, Jason, I love you.
I thought I had heard the first 2 words, like the beginning, like a while ago, like the. But it was
Jamie knows. Jamie knows what it is, because we'll leave it at that for now. We'll see if it comes up. But fans of the show know what it is that I've talked about over the years. Because my first ITC communication I got on my own experimenting, it came through. It was like my first confirmation personally. So I use it sometimes to see if it'll come through. Like I said, you never know what's going to happen. So let me see if I think who I know is online. Who do we got on the line? You there? Hello? You there? Might be recording to voicemail. Hold on. Let me try calling him back.
Hello.
Hey, is Ariana?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I thought that was you.
How is everybody doing?
Doing good, doing good.
Tonight.
Excited for this tonight.
Yeah, I'm glad Rob was mentioned.
Yeah, I'm hoping he'll sneak in here tonight. He had a gig, sadly. We did this last minute, and after I did it, I was like, oh shoot, I didn't think about if Rob would be available.
Yeah, he's not forgotten. He's not forgotten. I wanted to see if there were anything that comes out. I have 3 specific people. I don't have to say their names, do I?
No, you don't have to. Nope, you don't have to.
Okay.
Just keep your intent of who it is in your mind. And like I said, I think people, before you call in, call out to them, tell them you want to talk on here. But go ahead.
Okay.
It's rolling. You can talk. Go ahead, Aziriana.
Oh, okay. Hello, spirits. Hello, spirits. I'd like to say hello. And there are 3 people I'd like to send love to, and I'm missing them. Can you tell me that? If not, help you with that.
Can any of these spirits come through for Ziriana and say their names?
I hear Penny.
I heard a Tim. Keep talking to him, Ziriana. Just like I said, ask another question and just pause.
Okay.
Any spirits here want to communicate with Ziriana?
First, I'd like to talk to, or I'd like to say hello to 3 specific people. One has a birthday coming up soon, and I'd like to say happy birthday and I miss you. And the others, I miss them also.
I heard birthday multiple times after she said that.
They're knocking. Can one of these spirits come through and say their name for Ziriana so she knows who she's talking to?
I could say their names if you want.
Go ahead. Call out to them.
Maybe it would be.
Spirits, if you know her, give her your name.
Did it say what kind of name?
First name.
Well, two male and 1 female. Maybe that's an issue.
Yeah, I heard the David in there, Lori. Lori heard David. I heard that too. She also heard Aaron and Allie.
Mm.
I don't have my headphones, so it's harder to hear playback.
Give the names that she would know you by.
Was that it?
All right, go ahead and call out.
Well, maybe
go ahead and call out to Ziriana. Go ahead and call out to who people.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'd like to talk. I'd like to say hello, and I miss you, and I love you, Kevin. And Amy. And the one who has a birthday is my boy Richard. I miss him, I love him, and his birthday's coming up.
Richard, birthday boy, can you come through?
Richard, she wished you an upcoming happy birthday. Can you come through and say thank you or anything to her, please? Richard, any message for her?
If you can come through, and they listen to this and go through the stuff, I would appreciate it.
There's something about focus. Is that your cat in the background? No? No? I've heard it's the second time I've heard the meow. Is that your cat, Zuriana?
I have a cat, yeah.
I think it's your cat. Okay. Talking in here. It's the second time I heard the cat.
I heard it too. I'm like, wait a minute.
I had to confirm that one. We got to go to commercial break. Thank you, Zuriana.
Well, thank you.
See if we get
Thank you.
anything.
Everybody have a blessed evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
great
you,
night.
Tony. Thank you.
You're
welcome. Bye-bye.
And like I said, a lot of this sometimes just comes through in review. We'll catch, we'll hear it after the fact. But we're going to go to commercial break. Phone lines will be down during the commercial break. Wait to call in until after we come back. Don't try calling in. They'll be on Do Not Disturb. But we're going to go to commercial break, and we'll be back with our guest tonight, Tony Rathman, as we run the STATICOM. And we're seeing if you call in, see if it will talk to you. No guarantees. We never know what's going to happen on these shows. We've done a lot of different apps, devices. This is not an app. This is not like that at all. This is just pure white noise being slowed down and filtered. But yet there's voices when there should be none. That's what we're doing tonight. Live tonight, STATICOM on Paranormal Soup when we come back from the short commercial break.
Into the combined effects of sensory deprivation and hallucinatory drugs. The subject of the experiment is himself, and the experiment is out of control. Ken Russell's Altered States, a film that must not be missed, is in the West End now. Altered States, Certificate X.
Do you wish for more paranormal and spiritual content? The Paranormal Chronicles magazine is a free digital magazine crammed with the very best in paranormal and spiritual articles and features. No sign-up, no subscription, just free reading and knowledge for you. Read today at www.paranormalchronicles.com/magazine.
Join us every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time for Weird Wednesday, the live stream, with your hosts Jamie, the Living Dead Girl, and Rob, the Phantom, where we'll talk about all things paranormal, including zodiac, astrology, tarot card and oracle card readings, live ghost boxing and spirit communication, where we'll do Voices from Beyond, the Cold Case Files. So we hope you join us live on Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time. We hope to see you there. Bye-bye.
Paranation Magazine is a new paranormal magazine based out of Denver, Colorado. Our goal isn't just to give you the best paranormal content out there, but to promote paranormal unity. We're doing this by giving everyone an opportunity to tell their stories and to share their experiences. For more information, follow us on Facebook at Paranation Magazine and soon, paranationmag.com.
What, sweetheart?
I've Never Met a Dead Person I Didn't Like is the extraordinary travels of a young, alone, and broke psychic in the highly anticipated new book from internationally renowned psychic, medium, medical intuitive, and best-selling author Sherry Dillard. Critics have described I've Never Met a Dead Person I Didn't Like as an engrossing memoir, an empowering story of how a broken girl came to accept her psychic gift, a refreshing and fun read. I've Never Met a Dead Person I Didn't Like is available through Amazon, Kindle, Barnes & Noble, and wherever books are sold.
Wrote Spirits of the Dead with a pen dipped in warm blood. You will see the ultimate in terror with this important all-star cast. Brigitte Bardot, Alain Delon, Jane Fonda, Terence Stamp, and Peter Fonda in Edgar Allan Poe's Spirits of the Dead. Only Poe's demented genius could bring to the screen such horror and evil. Spirits of the Dead stars Brigitte Bardot, Alain Delon, Jane Fonda, Terence Stamp, and Peter Fonda. Directed by three masters of the cinema, Federico Fellini, Louis Malle, and Roger Vadim. Spirits of the Dead is an adventure in terror beyond your wildest nightmares. Spirits of the Dead in color is rated R.
Seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. I watched sea beams glitter in the dark near the 10-house gate. All those moments will be lost in time. Like tears in rain. Time to die.
You're listening to Paranormal Soup, bringing you the weird every Sunday night. Call into the show and join the discussion. The call-in lines are 219-230-4444 or 260-225-9419 or by Skype caller ID OOJBland00 or JBland Paranormal Soup. And now to your host, Jason Bland.
Tonight's guest is Tony Rathman. We are doing the STATICOM. This is a device he's been working on for a number of years now and perfecting. And what it is, it's not an app. There's no audio source but white noise that he slows down and filters to get voices. There's no voices in there. There should be no voices. There should just be static. But you're hearing it tonight. Now, it is hard to hear through here, and some of this we will catch and review, but we definitely heard the voices tonight. They're there. And you can call in and talk to him too. Phone lines are now open again. If you want to call into the show, join us and see if the spirits will talk to you. Like I said, there's no guarantees. And I honestly think your intent and your belief fuel this. Before you call in, speak out loud to who you want to talk to. Tell them you want to talk to him through this device Tony Rathman has, the STATICOM. That's what we're doing tonight, guys. Join us. Weird Happens Live. All right, let's get back to our guest. All right. Phone lines, again, like I said, guys, are open. 219-230-2444 is the... Like I said, 219-230-4444, 260-225-9419, or Skype ID OOJBland00 or JBland Paranormal Soup. Those are the ways to call in. Hopefully it works. Sometimes I have to call you back. It doesn't want to work. But don't be shy. And we never know what will happen. Like I said, And I know for some people, you know, it's hard. We've had a, you know, it's hard when you lose a loved one. I can't guarantee. I just saw somebody missed a call here, so I'm going to call them back. That's kind of how I have to do it. Sometimes some people it lets me pick up, and some people it doesn't. Let me see.
Police right now, if you read your name.
Nope. Okay. Let me try them again. So if it hangs up on you, why it does that for some people it doesn't, I will try calling you back. So 9358. Let's see what I'm trying to call. At least that's how it appears on mine. Let's see.
You've reached the...
Nope. Or you try calling, I'll try to catch it. But for some reason, it just goes right to missed for some, and some it doesn't. I don't understand.
Maybe if two people are calling in, one's going to go directly. Well, I don't know.
No,
One should
it's
pick up.
I don't have that many callers usually, but I can try them again and give it a second. Let me try again. Theirs goes right to voicemail when I try to call them. It's something with it. I don't know. This time it's ringing. Hello.
Hello?
Hello. You tried calling into Paranormal Soup?
Yes, this is Heather.
Hey, Heather. I thought so. Okay. So I had to call you back. Sorry, guys. If it hangs up on you, I don't know why it doesn't let me pick it up. I will try calling you back. Just be prepared. If it hangs up on you, a few seconds later, I'll be trying to call you. Thank you, Heather, for picking up. All right.
Okay, so the person I have in mind is actually for my best friend of over 30 years. She's had a rough year. She was in an automobile accident, and she had a heart attack a couple months after that. And so I'm calling on her behalf. I'm trying to reach out to her mom.
All right. Go ahead. And we'll fire it up.
So if Jenny's mom is out there...
Spirits, is Jenny's mom there?
I heard she's with us.
Does Jenny's mom have
Sue, are you out there?
Ask another question, Heather.
Sue, do you have a message for Jenny? Okay, I thought I heard a yes.
I heard that, yeah.
Sue, do you have a message for Jenny?
I heard. Oh,
yeah, I heard
Jenny's fine. I heard Jenny's fine. Who's Jenny trying to talk to? Or Heather, I should say. For
Her mom's name is Sue.
Sue. Is Jenny who we're trying to talk to? I'm sorry, I got lost on that then.
No, I'm trying to talk to Sue.
Yeah,
Sue.
he just
Okay,
the
Sue.
Staticom just said Sue.
Okay.
Spirits, can you find her for me? You did? Can she say something? They keep saying Sue. Spirits, can you find her for me? Find her.
Yeah. It's like they're looking for her.
I know it'd be encouraging for her to hear her mom's voice.
Need help?
Sue, do you have a message for Jenny?
I think I just heard I love you.
You did. I heard.
Yeah.
Any last messages for Heather to give to Jenny?
Spirits, any last messages for Jenny?
Lori said she heard something about 8 children in there. Does that make any sense?
Heard what?
Lori said she heard something in there about 8 children earlier.
Angel?
No, 8 children. Like 8 as in children.
I don't know. She don't have no kids.
Yeah.
Unless she's referring to my grandsons, but she never met them.
Lori said she heard Jen, I hear you in there somewhere. She gets hypnotized by it because it's like there should be no voices. Well, Heather, thank you. We'll review it and play it for your friend Jenny. See if she hears anything too. Let me know.
All right. Thank you.
All right. You have a great night.
You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right. So let's normally before we get in, I mean, first of all, getting individual spirits, it can be done, but it's usually a much longer process than just getting answers. So
yeah,
let's do some simple questions at first. Let's get them communicating. Let's get them comfortable to answer.
Like card games?
What?
Do they like card games? Like if I were to hold some Zener cards up, would they be able to possibly read what I have in my hand?
Absolutely, they would.
Yeah, we've done that on the show before with some success.
Yeah. Pick a card, and I'll ask them what you're holding up.
All right.
Well, maybe
All
not
right.
show it. Okay, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, she can show it.
Okay.
All right, spirits. I need you to look at what Jamie is holding up and tell me what's on it. Jamie, yes. What's in her hand? What's on the card? That might have been loud and clear, spirits. What's on the card? What symbols on there, spirits? If you can't see it, just say can't see it, but I know you can, so tell me what symbol's on the card.
I said,
Of course we can.
Loud and clear, please. What's the symbol?
Never heard it loud and clear, but there's a couple times I thought I heard it, but I don't.
Yeah, I thought I heard it too, so I was trying to get him to repeat it. One more time, spirits. What was the symbol she was showing? She's holding it in her hand right now. Can you not see it, spirits? If you can't see it, say you can't see it. All right, let's try something simpler, spirits. What color's my shirt?
That's from before she thought she heard star.
What color's my shirt, spirits? Right there.
Yeah. All right, try from my end. Okay, hold on. All right. What symbol am I holding up on my Zener card? What symbol is this? What shape?
Spirits, what shape is Jason holding up? Loud and clear, please, spirits. What's the shape? Say it. Yep. Say it. He's still holding it. You're running out of time. Spirits, what shape?
Cube? No.
I thought I heard cube. That's one shape. What's the other name for it?
Might have heard it in the back, just like square.
I thought I heard it really light.
Yeah. All right, can you see the card without me showing in the audience? What's this shape I'm holding?
What shape is he holding now, Spirits?
Plus sign. I just heard it say plus sign. I did.
Oh, I think he just said it again. Spirits, did you say plus sign? Hold on, I just gotta do one very tiny adjustment.
Okay.
All right. Spirits, did I hear you say plus sign?
Yeah, plus sign. That's what it just said.
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah, we heard thank you.
Thank you, Spirit.
Very good job. Do you want to keep playing the card game?
Yeah, they're becoming more talkative, and the more we get them to talk, the better for
figuring it all out.
Right.
Do you want Jamie to try again?
Sure.
Jamie, sure. Yeah.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Spirits. I appreciate this. I think you're awesome. Can you see what I'm holding? What shape? Or color?
Oh, I might have heard it already twice.
Yeah.
Loud and clear, Spirits. What's she holding? What shape? Yeah, I'm asking. What shape? Loud and clear.
I heard it, but
yeah, I heard
it wasn't
it
clear. But all right, Jamie, do what I did. Hold one and not show us. Can you tell us what Jamie is going to pull a card here and not show the audience? Can you tell us what it is?
All right, Spirits, what shape is on the card Jamie's holding now?
Wait, did they say
You
wave?
heard wave? I heard wave. Yes.
They hear, yes, they hear. Yeah, we can hear you speak. What shape is on her? Oh, what? Did you show it already?
Yeah, she did because we heard wave.
Yeah, I think I was hearing wave or wavy.
Spirits, did you say wave? I think they said yes before I even.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it say wave, and I didn't know what card she had.
I thought that's a hard one for him. Thank you.
I'm looking for another object to hold up.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Spirits, what am I holding in my hand? What am I holding? Do you know? Can you see it? What am I holding? You're talking to each other. Can you talk to me? What am I holding in my hand?
No.
Oh,
Phone
that might have been
cell,
it.
I heard.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
Can I try one, spirits? All right. What am I holding in my hand?
What's Jason holding, spirits?
Can you say it clear? Crystal, yes.
What's it in the shape of?
I heard skull.
You did it?
Yeah, I've heard it a couple times.
Ask again.
One more time. Can you say it loud and clear? I think I'm hearing you. Thank you. All right. Well, I do think I heard it in there a couple times. Thank you, spirits.
Spirits, can you tell me what the name of the system is that you're speaking through? What's the name? What's the name of the system? Do you know it? If you don't know it, say you don't know. There it is. Spirits, what's the name of the system? Patience? Okay, I'll be patient, but I
Very
think you
patient.
know it. Could you say it for me, please? Oh, that might have been it. One more time, loud and clear.
All right, we do have somebody else on the line if we want to take another call.
All right.
See if we got it going. All right, who do we got on the line?
Hey, it's Under Fire. How you guys doing?
Hey, Under Fire. I was waiting for you to call.
Yeah, I was listening to this, and I had to call in. I put in the comment section. This reminds me very clearly, kind of a little bit kind of what you guys are hearing here, of the several times this happened in the funeral home. I'd be working the night shift, and you would hear like a group of people talking to each other, just either outside the room I'm in or down the hallway.
Right.
And it would be just like low enough that you can't exactly grasp what they're saying, but you definitely can tell there's like 2, 3, 4 people talking to each other. And this would happen during the night shift, particularly in the funeral homes I'd be at.
Wow. Well, there should be no voices. That's the thing with this. There should be no voices in this at all.
Well, that shouldn't be in a funeral home either in the middle of the
No,
night.
both places.
Yeah. Well, it happened. I personally experienced it several times. People have also experienced it out in the woods, hiking at times. So it's a phenomenon that's actually been recorded by several different people.
Oh, wow.
But my main experience has been in the funeral home, and hearing this kind of stuff kind of reminds me of it. It's not exact, but it kind of reminds me of it. And I just found that extremely interesting. So I thought I'd come in just kind of share that. That's kind of something that reminds me of the experience I've had. Other people at that place I worked at also experienced it as well. So it wasn't just me.
Well, do you want to try to communicate with it? See if you get any responses?
For this, I would actually, I'd be interested in asking them a question and seeing if they say, it'd be a question that only no one would really know, but if they are really spiritually in tune, they're able to sense you, they would probably be able to answer it.
Okay.
That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I'm willing for that.
All right, Tony can fire it up.
Well, let them ask first, then I'll fire it up.
Yeah, go ahead and ask your question.
Okay. What am I spiritually? Just one word.
Spirits, what is he spiritually? One word. Other people are putting spirit. I heard spirit like 3 times.
Also heard
I heard something else 2, 3 times, and I guess I'll just say dragon.
Dragon?
Yeah, I heard it specifically right at the start, and then 2 times after, but also with spirit. So, yeah, that kind of thing with a lot of stuff I've experienced. So, yeah, wow.
Anybody got a message there for him?
Spirits, can you do me a favor? You're talking to each other. Can you talk to us, please? Do you have any other message for him?
Do you have any questions otherwise you want to ask?
I think that's good for now. It's quite. They're definitely saying something. It's hard for me to hear through the phone, but there's definitely some things they were saying.
Well, you
for
heard
sure.
you got your answer on the spiritual thing.
Yeah, that's extremely impressive, man. You're onto something here with this machine. That's incredible. That's really incredible. There's no way to explain that they would say that. So I'm really thankful I called in.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man, keep it up. That's something worthy almost investing in. Like that's effective.
See if it has any last messages. Can you say it clearly again? What is he spiritually?
Any other messages, Spirit? Yes, what?
There's something there.
Yeah, they're very active.
Well, it's something about the physical. I was trying to track what it was saying. Well, thank you for calling in. I thought it just said under fire. I don't know. Now you start hearing things.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, thank you for calling in, man.
Yeah, man, no worries. This is really interesting. I'm gonna re-listen to this as well. Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
we'll
You have a good rest of your night. Okay.
Yeah, you too.
Take care.
Oh,
Stay there. I heard stay there.
What? Who needs to stay where, Spirits?
Tony Rathman.
That's what they said? I missed it.
I heard Tony Rathman right after you asked that.
Where am I going that I need to stay? Didn't know I was going anywhere.
If it's under fire, he's still here in the chat. He can hear you.
Spirits, any other information you want to share? Yeah, what?
You're awesome. That's right.
Do you like being able to communicate with STATICOM? Yes or no? Yes? Did you say yes? All right, since you're talking a little bit more, Spirits, let's see if you can answer one of the questions I asked in the beginning. Real loud and real clear, can you say Jason? Jamie, I heard Jamie. Can you say Jason? Oh, there, I didn't think it was there. No.
Debbie heard Jason. I'm still trying to hear. Can you say Paranormal Soup? Whoa!
Spirit,
Hey,
say Paranormal Soup.
yeah.
As clear as you can. Paranormal Soup. Please.
I think I heard it. I've heard it twice now, I think. It's not very clear yet, I know.
All right,
One more try.
How about Jamie? Can you say hi to Jamie?
Hi, Spirit.
Oh, that sounded like Jamie.
You guys are doing an awesome job. Thank you so much for helping us like this. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, I heard my name. Any messages for me still? I'm still asking.
Any more message spirits for Jason? Spirits, what day is tomorrow? Well, maybe for you guys, it's already.
Yeah, it's already tomorrow for me.
For me, what day is tomorrow? First day of the week, what is it?
It seems like they're chattering with each other.
Right. And once that happens and we lose their attention, it usually communication slows down after
Yeah,
that.
we got to
That's why
get
it's-
music or
yeah.
something like that to come back again.
Yeah, I'm gonna just shut the volume off for a minute. I saw a bunch of questions in the chat.
Okay.
People asking what the white noise generator I built from scratch, piece by piece. It is every sound the human ear can hear, 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Why do we do that? Because spirits, when they speak, literally can change frequencies within words within the sentence. So without all frequencies of what is broadband white noise, we don't want to limit the responses. Right. And then I saw another question about somebody saying, well, you only need up to 10,000 hertz for voice. Well, that's true to our human hearing, but not where they're speaking at, because otherwise we could hear it with our own ears. What Staticom does is makes their vocals hearable to our human senses. So what hertz they're speaking at originally, that I can't say. We use white noise through a physics principle called stochastic resonance, which raises the level of it. When they speak, there is an overlap in some of those frequencies. That voice gets elevated, and then we cut the white noise out, leaving only the vocal. But where they land at when we're hearing them is between about 100 and 7,000 hertz. or 100 or 7.
Move your mic a little bit, like centered where you're getting off center from your mic, so you're getting a little muffled.
Oh, sorry. Is that better?
Yeah, it's better. Yeah.
So where we actually hear them at is between about 100 and 7,000 hertz, but that is our interpretation of the hertz, not theirs. Hertz, again, is a man-made construct, same with time and space. You know, when people always ask us, well, where are they speaking from? They can't answer that. That would be like if I said to somebody, hey, right. If I said to somebody, hey, do you like beer? And they said yes. And I said, without using time, tell me when you had your last beer. It's not happening. You can't say 2 hours ago. You can't say yesterday, last week, a month ago, because that's all human construct of time. There was one other question I saw, and I can't remember what it was. But if somebody did ask a question you didn't get an answer, feel free to pop it back in.
Yep. We'll go to a commercial break in about 10 minutes.
All right.
And then we'll have about a half hour left.
Does one of you have a pen and paper on you?
I do.
Write a word on the paper. Do not show anybody. Once you have it written, let me know, but don't show it.
Okay. Let me think about what I want to write.
Yep. Take your time.
Okay.
Just one word, because that's what I'm going to ask them for. But any word you want.
Got it.
Okay. Spirits. Jason wrote a word on a piece of paper. Tell me what that word is, please. What word did Jason write on the paper in front of him? What's written on the paper, spirits?
Oh. Might have heard a little bit garbled. Can you say it clear?
Loud and clear, spirits.
Well, kind of.
What's the word, spirits? Loud and clear.
I heard it again. Yep, there it is. Just heard it. That was pretty clear.
If it's coffee, because that's what I
it's
just heard.
not coffee. Lucky.
Oh, lucky. I thought I heard him. Spirits, what was the last word I heard you say?
It was my word for a second.
I heard him say luck a couple times. I'm like, almost, and then lucky. I heard it.
I'm going to definitely listen to that one in a review. Maybe it was lucky. I thought I heard coffee.
No, it was lucky.
Spirits, one more time. What was, even though we all know now, say what the word was. That might have been right there.
Yeah. I thought I heard it a couple times, and I heard luck, and then I heard it right before I revealed it. I'm pretty sure I got it.
Jamie, you want to try one?
Yeah, I have one written out.
Okay. Spirits, now Jamie has a word written down. Tell me what that word is. What's the word Jamie wrote down, Spirits? Can you tell me?
I might have.
Can you go look and tell me what the word is? Do you know it, Spirits? Okay, I heard you say we do. What's the word?
Did you hear it?
You heard it?
I might have.
I heard it.
One more time, Spirits, loud and clear. One more time, Spirits, loud and clear, please. Can you tell me what the word is? Okay, you said I'll tell you. Tell me, please, what's the word? We think you said it already. Can you just say it again, please? Tell Jamie what word is written on her paper. Spirits, we're going to move on. If you don't say it, can you say the word one more time?
Well, we got to get going to commercial break here in a minute or two.
All right. We can.
What was the word?
Yeah, Jimmy, what was the word?
The word was monkey, and I think I misspelled it.
He just said it.
We both picked a word with. I picked lucky and she picked monkey. God dang it, Jamie, we're two.
That's why I thought you said it, and I kept thinking I was hearing ape, like ahead of time during yours. I'm like, wait, are they saying ape?
Yeah, but if you wrote it down, they should literally be able to say it identical.
Yeah.
Not.
I think I heard it when you were like, "Oh,
Yeah,
when I
that's
heard
what
monkey."
I
Then
heard.
You will be surprised, though, even with live, how important it is for review, because there's going to
Mhm.
be a lot in there that you're like, how did I not hear that?
We only hear a little tiny portion.
Correct. Right.
I
brain's
think.
not catching up.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go to our last commercial break. When we come back, we'll have about a half hour left. If you want to call in, wait till we come back from the commercial break. Well, like I said, just about a half hour. Yeah, it's already that time. We only got a half hour our show left. When we come back with our guest tonight, Tony Rathman and the STATICOM. Call in after this commercial break. Wait till the commercial break's over and see the spirits. We'll talk to you. We'll be right back.
Intercepted the transmission of unknown origin.
Transmission? Out here?
SOS.
Human.
Unknown.
Alien. Certificate X. Exclusive engagement at the Odeon Leicester Square. Now.
Any systematized transmission indicating a possible intelligent origin must be investigated.
In space, no one can hear you scream.
If you are interested in discovering the truth about the paranormal and want to hear from leading researchers in the field, join Justin Brown on his 3 weekly shows named My Paranormal Soapbox, Necromancer Live Show, and the Supernatural Symposium, live on Facebook, YouTube, and InterfaceDeath.net.
This is an APAC studio presentation.
Hi, I'm Barry, owner-operator of Barry's Barometer Barn. Lately, I bet you've been lying awake at night asking yourself, how many barometers do I really need? Well, at Barry's Barometer Barn, we think you need more than one. Otherwise, we're gonna go out of business. Remember, at Barry's Barometer Barn, we don't know the meaning of high-pressure sales. Come on, folks, buy another barometer. I'm trying to put my kids through college, I've got a family to support, and a secret mistress who isn't cheap.
Visit Barry's Barometer Barn, 000 Storm Drive. Come on, folks, buy a barometer. I'm Barry's older brother, Larry, and every time one of you people walk past the store without coming in, Barry beats me.
This has been a presentation from Tim Morgan's APAC Studio. For more almost professional amateur comic studio content, visit the APAC YouTube channel. Search APAC 2002. That's APAC 2002 on YouTube.
When Alex Gardner is asleep, he has an extraordinary gift. The government wants it, the scientists want it, but to keep it may cost him his life. It might be better if Alex didn't sleep at all, but he cannot resist entering the dreamscape. Can you? See Dreamscape in the West End and all over London now. Certificate 15. It takes an extraordinary adventurer to enter the dreamscape.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from Talkstream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Join us every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time for Weird Wednesday at the live stream with your hosts Jamie, the Living Dead Girl, and Rob, the Phantom, where we'll talk about all things paranormal, including zodiac, astrology, tarot card and oracle card readings, live ghost boxing and spirit communication, where we'll do voices from beyond,
the Cold Case Files. So we hope you join us live on Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time. We hope to see you there. Bye-bye.
Since 1948, Fate magazine has brought you reports of the strange and unknown, all of them true. Fate Radio is carrying on that tradition, bringing you the unusual, macabre, strange, and bizarre. Join host Kat Hobson Sunday nights from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern on WBHM Digital Broadcasting.
Heat 'em up.
Do, re,
You're listening to the Paranormal Soup, bringing you the weird every Sunday night. Call into the show and join the discussion. The call-in lines are 219-230-4444 or 260-225-9419 or by Skype caller ID OOJBland00 or JBland Paranormal Soup. And now to your host, Jason Bland.
Tonight's guest has been Tony Rathman. We are doing the STATICOM. We only have a little bit of time left, about less than a half hour, or a half hour from now. If you want to call in, now's your time. Phone lines are open. See if the spirits will talk to you. There's no guarantees, and we do have to review it a lot of times to find some of the responses we just don't, our brains and ears don't catch up to. But there shouldn't be any voices. There shouldn't be any voices. This is white noise you're listening to. Slowed down, filtered, but just white noise. No app. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, you know, I think spirits can control a lot of things to communicate, but this is a different way. And I cannot wait to review a lot of this because I think we got some great responses in there. Sometimes we don't hear it, but I think they're there, and I can't wait to review it. And we'll post those videos up in the coming weeks on my channel of these responses. I'm sure, Tony, you post them on your channel as well. But we'll get them out there. So call in. We got a little bit of time left. Let's get back to the show. All right. Lines are open, guys. We're continuing on with the STATICOM here for about another half hour, less than. If you want to join us, call in, but the lines are open.
All right. I'm going to ask questions that I have never asked before, but wanting to see what kind of answer is going to be given. So, spirits, who built the pyramids? Who built the pyramids, spirits? Well, I think I heard it there.
I heard pyramids.
Were they built by man or aliens? Aliens.
I heard it. I've heard aliens in there a couple of times now. Your wife wants the Powerball numbers.
Yeah. The one thing they won't do is they won't give future information. We've tried that 1,000 times. Okay, if they were built by aliens, what kind of technology were they using? Was it some sort of high voltage equipment?
What were the pyramids built for? What were their purpose?
Under fire heard frequency. I thought I heard energy. Spirits, can you repeat what you said? What were they built for? What was the purpose of them? Energy. Oh, you're in frequency again. What was it used for? Did you repeat this for me? Did you say energy or frequency? Oh, that sounded like frequency.
I know.
What did they do with that frequency? One last time, spirits. What was it used for? Loud and clear. David or Jason, either one of you have a question you want to ask?
Can any of the kind of the founding fathers of this stuff come through, like Jurgenson or Radovave or Bacci?
That's a great question. Konstantin Radovave, are you there? Yes. Can I speak with him, please? Spirits, can you let me know when he's here that I can speak to him?
Heard my name.
Spirits, can you find Konstantin Radovave for me? Yes. Here? Did you say here? He's here? Konstantin Radovave, if you're here, can I have your impression of Staticom? Can you say hello?
I heard hello.
Did you? Spirits, how about Marcello Bacci? Is he around? I think I just heard my wife scream from the other room. He's dead. Yeah, I'm aware, honey.
I thought I heard it say he's so busy.
Constantine? Or Marcello was busy.
Marcello.
Well, then how about Constantine Radova? Is he around? I would like to speak with him if possible. Can you bring him so I can speak to him? Mr. Radova, are you there? I'm here. Did I hear that right?
I did. Yeah.
What do you think of Staticom, Mr. Radova?
I heard keep working on it and very good, very faintly in the background.
Any advice you can give? Any help you can give? Other spirits, can you let Constantine speak, please?
I heard somebody say I'd like to speak. Who?
Who said they'd like to speak? Go ahead.
Thank you.
Nothing to say, Mr. Radova? How about Nikola Tesla or Thomas Edison? Either of you around?
You might not want those two in the same room together, I don't know, in the spiritual realm.
No, I understand that. Either one of them's fine.
I'm a fan of Tesla. Come on, Tesla.
Me too. Always have been. Nikola Tesla, are you around? Can you come speak? Oh, that was an answer. I didn't quite catch it. Jamie, did you hear it?
Wants to.
What?
I think she said he wants to, maybe he wants to, yes?
Yeah, so something like that. Love to have him. Big fan.
That's me, I think he just said. Nicola, are you here?
If this is Nikola Tesla, what is his three numbers his three favorite numbers, you could say?
3?
Yep. That's one.
What's the next one? 6?
Yeah.
What's the last one?
Three, six,
The
and
last
what
one.
number? Oh, maybe I heard it.
There's three. Say them all in a row. There's three numbers.
I heard
You said
seven.
two. You said two of them already. Yep. 3, 6. What's the other one? I can hear you. What's the last one? Come on, one more. 3, 6, and then what?
So if you wanted to know the answers of the universe, you'd solve the mysteries of 3, 6, and
9. Oh, I'm sorry.
Damn.
Somebody wrote it in the comments, but I knew it. Nikola Tesla, if you want to understand the universe, what are the 3 components? Yep. That was energy. What's the next one? Spirits, please, if Mr. Tesla is still there, let him speak. Energy, and what's the other 2?
Energy again.
Yep, energy we got. What are the other 2? If this is really Tesla, you should be able to say that in the blink of an eye.
right.
Unless I missed it, but
Earlier they said they heard him say 3, 6, 9.
3 and 6 I heard multiple times, no doubt about it. I did not catch 9, but I could have missed it.
Yeah.
Oh, Debbie says frequency. Yeah, okay. So she heard it. Energy, frequency, and what's the last one, spirits? Talk to you. I am talking to you. What's the last one? All right, maybe we lost Tesla. I don't know.
Maybe it's a helper going back and forth trying to fetch this information.
Yeah.
I heard a couple of whispers, Zarian. I heard one a second ago go.
Yeah, they just said you're right. Spirits, I have a question for you. And I heard one of you say this to me a couple weeks ago, or maybe a month ago. Do you have jobs?
I answered yes right after you.
Yes. What kind of jobs? Because I'm not looking on passing away and doing anything even remotely like I do now. So what kind of jobs do you have? Are they different from jobs on Earth, I hope?
Hope it isn't like Beetlejuice.
What kind of jobs do you have, spirits? One spirit answer. What's your job?
Did it say school? So I was wondering about the education part of it.
Why would they need money? I don't think
Why
it's
not?
money. I think it's more of advancement of knowledge and growth of consciousness. Is that correct, spirits? I think they said he got it. I could be wrong. All right, spirits, anything else you want to say?
Can you say, give one more time to plug the show and say Paranormal Soup?
Yeah. Spirits, just please, can you do me a really big favor? Yes or no? Sure? We can. Okay. Please say loud and clear, just one of you, loud and clear, Paranormal Soup. Ooh. One more time. Paranormal Soup. Not just soup. I keep hearing you say soup. Say Paranormal Soup.
Nope. Not very clear, but I thought I heard it.
This is the last question I'm going to ask tonight, spirits. Can you do it for me? Yes? Okay. Paranormal Soup. Repeat that, please. Come on, you can do this for me. Paranormal Soup. Can you say that? Please, spirits, Paranormal Soup.
I swear to God, I just heard Paranormal Soup's a good show in a weird voice. I'm not trying to plug my own show there. I'm just saying that's what I heard. Thank you.
All right. Well, I can't wait to do the review because, like I said,
For a closer, can they say the Staticom?
All right, spirits. I'm saying this because Jamie's asking, because I said that was my last question. Jamie's asking, can you say Staticom? Jamie wants you to say Staticom. Can you say Staticom?
I think they're more interested in each other right now.
Yeah, we've lost their attention.
Well, can they do this? Because I always end with this one. Can you say goodbye?
All right, spirits. Jason's asking because we're going to sign off with you now. We appreciate all the answers you gave. Can you say goodbye? Yeah, they're talking to each other. But the one thing is when they talk to each other rather than you, the voice quality goes down when they're communicating with each other. When they're communicating to you, it's much more potent and powerful. All right, spirits, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you very much. Have a great night and goodbye.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you, spirits. Goodbye.
You're not going to say goodbye, spirits?
I thought I might have heard something, but I'm not sure.
I can tell by the graph the signals are dropping. So maybe they do sleep. I don't know. But anyway, that was an interesting experiment, no doubt about it.
We got to do it again, Tony.
We will. Like I said, we are constantly working every angle from what. I mean, we've done a ton of interaction with various scientists across the country. Some just on the electronics, avoiding interference, electromagnetic interference, making sure it's shielded, that no voices or anything should be coming in. And then we've worked with ones on the more paranormal side going, okay, let's see this, let's see that. And we're going to continue to go down that road. Because there wasn't a lot that came through tonight. And like I said, when we do it live, hooked up through four different systems, Staticom, OBS, the second OBS teleported, then virtual cameraed into StreamYard. When you run it straight, just plain Staticom out of speaker, that's probably 50% of the responses normally given, if that even. I mean, they are one after another after another. So, but
the only other thing I'd tell you to try with that is just live mic it in the room.
I was going to do that. The problem though is that I can't control it. Then I can't even flip up the. Well, I guess I could get a really long mic cord. That might be a possibility. I'll have to look into that. But
I mean, me and Tony talking shop, but just as a musician, so sometimes I want a better tone for my amp. You don't line it in, you mic the amp. I'm saying if you got a good enough speaker and the right directional mic, you might be able to mic it and have it be open air in the studio with you.
Well, it couldn't be in because then my mic is going to get nothing but that.
Right. I said it'd have to be like directional like
correct.
You could box it.
A directional mic, and if I put it in another room with a long enough cord that I can still
Mm-hmm.
plug it into this mic.
You could
mixer.
even you can get some of the egg carton stuff,
right? Just shield
and box it, shield
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And cut down on the sound because your mic itself should be pretty directional. StreamYard also
It
has
is.
like a sound thing. It'll try to cut stuff out in the background.
Right.
So
we'll definitely give that a try as well.
that's another way to experiment. We could try it another night that way and see what
Awesome.
happens. But I think we were getting stuff, because my way of always doing it here with those apps and stuff like that's always been direct into the soundboard, like we did tonight with the Staticom. But it'd be interesting to see what happens if you have it open air.
Right.
In the room, if that improves it, whatever, for the live. It's
Yeah,
worth a shot.
I like that idea. We'll take a look at that and see what kind of results come from it.
Yeah, it's
Never
worth a shot.
ending experimenting.
Never.
You heard
Never.
Radovave. He told you he liked it. Just keep working on it. Something like that. It was something like that. I swear to God, I heard come through.
I was hoping for a little more information from him than that, but
Keep working on it, kid. Sounds good.
yeah, it works. But step one.
For one last thing before we go, do you want to edit this stuff?
I'll split it with you.
Okay.
And
we can
let's do
figure
it
out
that
whose
way
calls we want to
because-
take.
Okay, yeah, we can do that absolutely.
All right, cool. Awesome,
Cool.
awesome. Well, thank you so much, Tony. You're awesome. Keep working on it. I think it's amazing, and I can't
Thank
wait
you.
to do this again. Honestly,
All right.
cannot.
Thank you for having
We
me.
got to do this again.
We will. Thank you both for having me on. Greatly appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. And enjoy the rest of your night. And all the audience, thank you for attending. Thank you for listening to what it can do, at least online. It's much better live. Not live online, but live in front
person.
of it. In person, right. But
Right.
But thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Tony Rathman. Staticom, check him out. Follow him on Facebook. You got a website you want to give out?
Yeah, if you're looking for more information on Staticom, go to www.entityvoices.com. There's a whole Staticom session. You can go to YouTube, type in Staticom. There is all the clips we've captured over the last 4 years. Or you can find us on Facebook, Tony Rathman. There's also a Staticom Facebook page.
And I got all that information in the show description, guys. Check it out there. Plus our Patreon, if you want to become a Patreon, or you can become a YouTube channel member. It does help support the show, and you get inside access to like our little test we did earlier this week of the Staticom. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you to the callers tonight. No show next Sunday. I have a work thing going on, but we'll be back the following Sunday. All right, guys, thanks for being here. Have a great night. See you in a couple weeks.